At long last, this torturous 49ers season is over. Many of you, if not most of you, will probably be happy to hear me announce that the 2025 49ers offseason is here. They lose at State Farm Stadium. I'm in the tunnels underneath the stadium right now, about to head into the locker room. 47-24 to the Arizona Cardinals. This happens to be the same stadium where the 49ers clinched the NFC West last season. In December of 2023, San Francisco won 45-29 here. They won the West. They were well on their way to the #1 seed. That ended up with a run to the Super Bowl. Then the Super Bowl happened in Las Vegas, and obviously that was a gut-wrenching defeat for the 49ers, and not much has gone consistently right for this team since. You can begin with a lot of the offseason drama, which came on the tails of Super Bowl losing exhaustion, Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams, the hold in and the hold out. You can continue to near tragedy with Ricky Pearsall on August 31st when he was shot in the chest, but miraculously survived. And then you could continue to actual tragedy off field for some of the 49ers players over the course of the 2024 season. Well, finally, after everything that has afflicted them, including a lot of injuries, close losses, again, stuff just not consistently going right, they have hit the finish line. 6-11 is the final record for San Francisco, and it all comes to an end. The entire slog finishes at the very same spot where the 49ers won the division last year. Just goes to show you how thin the margins in this league can be. You can be on top of the world one year, you could be on top of the world 1 week, and it could be very bad the next week or the next season, and that's where the 49ers are now. Today, obviously, they didn't play Brock Purdy, who hurt his elbow in the previous game against the Detroit Lions. Josh Dobbs threw a couple of interceptions. 49ers offense, so the bottom fell out for the offense toward the end of this game. They were unable to keep pace with the Arizona Cardinals, who started just racking up the points and the yards. The 49ers defense gave up 117 points over the final 3 games of this season, nearly 90 points over the final 2 games of this season against the Lions and now the Arizona Cardinals. And I think that is the chief concern for San Francisco alongside the special teams heading into this offseason. What do the 49ers do with their defensive coordinator, Nick Sorensen? Because injuries or not, he presided over a unit which saw its performance just fall off of a cliff to end the season. Brian Schneider, the special teams coordinator, is somebody who presided over the very worst unit in the league. The 49ers special teams entering this game had given up 55 expected points, like in the negative. They were in the minus. It was the league worst figure for the 49ers special teams. It was literally the difference this season between the 49ers having a negative point differential and a positive point differential. So the special teams, with Jake Moody missing another kick today, absolutely has to take massive strides forward next season. Matt Barrows, my former coworker at The Athletic, he recommended, why don't the 49ers move Nick Sorensen from defensive coordinator to special teams coordinator? I think obviously some changes are going to be coming, just given the way that those two sides of the ball, defense and special teams, absolutely stumbled into the finish line. And special teams wasn't good to begin with. They gave up a fake punt to the Rams in week 3, and they gave up another fake punt today to the Arizona Cardinals. Constantly out of position. The return game wasn't a big plus for the 49ers. The coverage game was always obviously a weakness, and Jake Moody, the kicker, after he returned from the high ankle sprain, made only about 50% of his kicks, which isn't good enough for college, let alone the NFL. On the offensive side of the ball, well, we talked about it after the game against Miami. We talked about it especially after the game against Detroit. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. He's got to have some more help around him, especially along the offensive line. At running back, that's important too. Christian McCaffrey, obviously not playing for the 49ers at the end of this season. We saw very sparing action from Christian McCaffrey, but they've got the quarterback, and Brock Purdy is, after today, is officially going to be eligible to sign a contract extension. At some point this offseason, Brock Purdy will sign that contract extension, and then it's just imperative that the 49ers build an outfit around him that can actually consistently win games again. Health obviously had a lot to do with the 49ers' failures this season, but I still think that they got to continue revitalizing the defense with younger, hard-hitting, fast talent. to make sure that the defensive erosion turns around. We saw the erosion start last season when they went to the Super Bowl. The defense fell from number 1 in the NFL all the way down to number 10 in expected points added per play. This season, the defense fell even further, and I think the 49ers are going to have to take big measures to make sure that that regression doesn't continue. Same thing with special teams. It was already bad last season, fell even further this year. You have to insulate the team around your franchise quarterback who's about to get paid big money with Brock Purdy. Now, the 49ers have officially locked up the 11th pick of the 2025 NFL draft. So they've gone from picking number 31 to picking number 11, officially 20 spots higher than last year. That should afford them a chance to get, or at least take a swing on a really good player in the first round. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed. The draft is a crapshoot, but with the loss today, the 49ers in position for that number 11 pick, we will see what they do with it. The positives from this season, and I'll talk way more about these as we get into the analysis of the 49ers year, but the positives start with San Francisco's rookie class. I thought some good stuff on display again from the rookie class in this game. A couple pass breakups from Renardo Green. At no point during his rookie year did Renardo Green look lost out there. As a rookie cornerback thrust into action, that's a big step forward, right? The 49ers can say for certainty that they have 2 starting cornerbacks on this season's roster for next season, and 2 really solid ones. Diamado Lenore, who's a Pro Bowl snub, and Renardo Green, who had 12 pass breakups this season, a really nice amount. Dominic Pooney, 3rd-round pick, obviously a good player. And then I think the story of the year, the one uplifting story that really comes to mind right now, since we're standing here in Arizona, Ricky Pearsall, shot in the chest on August 31st, less than 4 months later, delivered a 100-yard receiving game against the Detroit Lions, and then he showed up today, awesome touchdown catch in very tight coverage for Ricky Pearsall. He delivered that, and he did it in front of friends and family. At least 55 family members were in attendance for Ricky Pearsall today because he is from Arizona, and they got to see him deliver that touchdown catch, which came less than 4 months after he was shot in the chest. So it's hard to say anything negative about Ricky Pearsall because he was able to recover from what was, it's a miracle that he survived. It was obviously a life-threatening situation. He was able to recover to deliver at the NFL level and score a touchdown in front of family and friends back home in Arizona, which is definitely something that he's going to smile on for the rest of his career, and the 49ers can build off of moving forward into next season. It's all part of the fact that, and the whole thematic element of the 49ers season, that the young guys, the rookies, are the ones that delivered, and then everything else crumbled for this 49ers team. In fact, I could say that Brock Purdy played a good season, and the 49ers rookies played a good season. Those are the 2 things that are going to be the engine, the centerpiece, the core of this team moving forward as they look to retool into the 2025 offseason. You have Purdy, you have the rookies like Pearsall and company beyond that, and now you try to find a way to add on to that, retool the team, and be better prepared for 2025. They had played 60 games over 3 seasons entering this one, so the 49ers were obviously worn down. They now enter an offseason of full rest, a January to recover both their bodies and their minds. And we'll see how they use that offseason to replenish this team as they look to make 2025 better than 2024. All right, this has been the final instant reaction of the 49ers 2024 season. Signing off from Arizona, I'll talk to you guys after I head into the locker room.